right? You have to stop thinking about how tough your opponent will be. Okay, I speak from the matter of eventually doing your first fight. Okay, if you watch these kind of videos, if you see my other kind of videos, you'll know that I want to help you win your first fights. But if you keep thinking about, oh, how tough my opponent will be, like, what if it hits me really hard? What if he like knocks me out in like the first shot? You are not going to win doing that. Okay, you need to think more about literally. This is gonna sound psychotic, but I promise you, it helps me a ton. Okay, I was very nervous coming up to my fights. Okay, very very nervous. I was like a nervous wreck, but I kept on doing these kind of practices where I'm not even kidding you. I did like you know how like visualization. It sounds like really wishy washy. Sounds quite girly to be like, oh, you know, I wish for this guy to come and he's gonna be perfect. I did that kind of thing, but for fights. All right, I literally visualized that I would see this shot coming and then I would come in with a cross. Okay, you need to do this kind of thing. Okay, but the point is, do not just focus on how tough your opponent will be. Okay, what that's going to do is reinforce in your mind that your opponent is tough. You're giving this thing fangs when it doesn't actually have any fangs. Give yourself the fangs instead. Your mind is very powerful. Literally give yourself the confidence that you are going to win instead of giving your opponent confidence. All right, you're literally giving this thing, this like obstacle in your way, like fangs. Like, why would you do that? Why would you make it higher than you? You want to know yourself that you are going to win. Okay, don't think like, oh, what if I lose? Like, no, literally just in your mind, literally see it as impossible that you are going to lose. What that's going to do is that you're going to start acting more like the person that wins, like that wins their fights. Because you can tell if someone, you've seen it before, you've seen matches before, like amateur fights where someone, you can tell they don't want to be in the fight. And if they don't want to be in the fight, they're going to lose. And you don't want to be like that. Well, that was just a door. I promise you, you need to move forward. Okay? Like, I don't just mean like, you know, fighting style. Okay? But you don't want to be terrified of your opponent before you even step into the same ring as them. And I know some people like to do their research before, you know, doing their first fight. Honestly, I don't really care about that kind of thing. I like to focus on like literally seeing every single outcome that could happen, seeing how I could actually intercept it. Right, like, oh, if he's gonna come forward, I'm just gonna teep him, or I'm just gonna do fakes, and then actually do a proper hits. If he's really clever, if he's not that clever, then I'll just do like very simple stuff, and then sometimes I'll do fancy stuff. Okay, do all these kind of things. You need to be in the mindset that you are going to win. Okay, that is your true opponent. It's literally just yourself. There is no real like tough opponent. You're most likely not gonna fight like Mike Tyson. Most likely not. I hope not. Like, for one of my fights, I fought this guy who was like 5'11". I'm 5'5", so he was like up here. Right? You can literally see like, as my hand was raised, like he's still so much taller than me. I was still able to win against that, and realistically, I should have struggled a lot more. But I was under the mindset that there was no way I was gonna lose, so I just kept on moving forward. It doesn't matter. Take a shot. Okay, just keep going forward. It doesn't matter. Okay? Because in reality, this is just a fight. It doesn't determine the rest of your life. Okay, just because even if you lose, what's the worst that could happen? And if you win, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, but if you want to win, don't give your opponent like fangs. Okay, that's the moral of the story here. Like, I'm telling you these things because I want to help people who were like me at the beginning, who were very scared, very terrified of stepping into the ring. I couldn't even envision myself even winning. Okay, I could envision myself stepping into the ring and maybe putting up a good fight, but possibly getting a draw or a loss. I never saw myself winning. Okay, but I've won 3 fights now. I'm 3-0. I've not lost a single fight. Okay, and I've won convincingly each time. I didn't win by knockout, but honestly, if the rules were different, who knows what could have happened. Okay, I just want people who watch these kind of videos to get value from my videos. So if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe, you can watch more videos like this. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't want your opponent to be scarier than you. You want to be scarier. Okay? That's basically what it is. You need to basically put yourself on the pedestal. And then obviously I don't mean like, stop training. I don't mean sit in bed all day, do nothing, and assume that you're going to win. You won't win doing that. I want you to literally live in the mindset like 3 months before the fight, even more than that. That's even better, okay? But let's say 3 months before your fight, you literally believe in yourself, you're gonna win. Then you're gonna start training really, really hard. Because like, yeah, of course you're gonna win. Like, yeah, you're gonna kill him, all right? Just do all these things. And then if you start feeling like weak during your training, just think like, do you want to get knocked out? Then that makes you train even harder, because no one wants to get knocked out, especially if your friends and family are watching. If it's going to be recorded, you want to train harder. Okay, I remember there were so many like sessions, sprint sessions especially. I'd be like, are we doing this crazy like sprint interval training on the assault bike, and it's horrible. Like literally after like 2 rounds of that, you're dead, you're gone, but you still have to do like 15. Okay, I'd be doing it, and I'm like, I can't do any more. And I think to myself, you're gonna get knocked out. I was like, nope, just keep going. Okay, you literally need to live in the mindset that you are going to win. And through that, you are going to win. You're gonna give yourself the best chance of winning. Because you don't want to defeat yourself in your mind. Because if you do that, you're gonna start acting like it during the fight. And if you feel weak during the fight, you're gonna feel very, very weak in the mind. Okay? But if you're stronger in the mind, even if you take shots, okay, I am eventually going to win. You're going to see the shots, you're going to take it, okay? That's one of the biggest things to fighting. Even like Cus D'Amato, the coach for Mike Tyson, he said like basically boxing is like 70% in the mind, okay? Because it's about belief. Because you don't want to, if you have no belief that you're going to win, you are just going to lose against someone who has a bit of confidence in themselves, okay? I'll leave you with that. Hopefully this is helpful. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Bye bye.